Welcome to Poetry Lockdown. We're up to day 125. Um, I want to take the time today to dedicate this Poetry Lockdown to my uncle Warren, who died on Thursday. Um, and I hope that the reading of this poem honors him and his life. So my dad Warren is my dad's brother. He's one of 12 Zayas. So if you can imagine with that many aunts and uncles running around, sometimes it would be a space of time, maybe years between conversations with aunts and uncles. But Warren is one of those people who, though I didn't have a ton of conversations and interactions with them, they were very significant in my life. And before reading this poem, I just want to say, Warren, thank you um, for helping me find a place to live. This place where I live right now is because Warren acted as my realtor when I was a puppy of a young man, didn't really know much about anything, and really helped me get settled in this space, and was just incredibly helpful and really looked out for me. And I've taught for almost 10 years at Cristo Rey, which is in South Minneapolis, and honestly, it's hard to imagine doing that not living in this neighborhood. That's been really incredibly important, and for both me and Christina, we've just been really blessed by this home. So that has been a really significant connection between me and my uncle. And also, I want to say that during this quarantine, he actually was tracking some of the poetry videos, and that really meant a lot to me. And there was one in particular by Katrina Vandenberg, a local poet who was my teacher, who he commented on. We kept having to say it's a really lovely poem about kind of an intense conversation between a married couple that's having an argument. Um, and then at the end of the argument, like they're in a public restaurant having this argument, and someone else ends up picking their tab up unbeknownst to them. And at the end of this, watching me read this video and talk about the poem, Warren just wrote one word. He wrote "Yay," and I just honestly that one little comment really made my day that day. And I think it speaks to just an effervescent quality that I noticed in my uncle. I've been seeing some of the photos that aunts and uncles are sharing. One from my aunt Ellen, um, and it's like a picture of Ellen and my uncle Charlie and Warren. And Warren has this, cranium, this game that's a beloved Zaya game in his arm. And there's something about the word "yay" that he said in this poem, um, and him in that picture really resonated for me. So I hope this honors you, Warren. And yeah, here we go. So this is by Katrina Vandenberg, a local poet and a great teacher of mine. Once he had brain fever. I stayed at the hospital all night. All night he wanted water, wanted to pour the glass himself, and though his hands unsteadily flapped, I kept handing over the pitcher. I had no answer when the night nurse, on her third time out the door, arms loaded with soaked sheets, hissed, "Why do you keep letting him?" None of us matters to the future. The monk whose breath, blown through a hollow reed-sealed gold leaf to gesso on a page of the Book of Kells, has otherwise left no trace. He could not read the words he copied out, yet labored over his share for decades. What if each night is one illuminated page? Then see the cup, the straw, the glaze of water on the swinging table becomes a Celtic spiral of lapis lazuli. See the nurse, a lion who stalks the margin. She's tinted vermilion of a psalm you know by heart, the one in which your cup runs over. I love this poem, and thank you, Katrina Vandenberg. By the way, if you check this out, I really appreciate that this poem is in my bloodstream for this moment. Um, the line that really sticks out to me, that I feel like this poem kind of gives the lie to, the line is that piece. So after the nurse says after the speaker of this poem keeps handing the pitcher over to her beloved, who's I think dying in this poem. Why do you keep letting him take that? It keeps, kind of messing things up. And there's that line, none of us matters to the future. And then at the same time that there's that sort of definitive line, the rest of the poem really, like I said, kind of gives the lie to that, right? That there is a way in which, even though this monk who didn't even know the language that he was copying out has still given this beautiful psalm to the poet. And I think of Warren, who probably couldn't have known how important this one gesture of, like, as a realtor just helping his nephew get a place, how much that has meant to me. So that's what I think of. Instead of reading this poem one more time, as I sometimes do, I actually just want to read the psalm that I believe that Katrina Vandenberg is referring to, because I think it's a beautiful psalm of consolation in a moment like this. And the last lines of her poem are, see the nurse, a lion, who stalks the margins. She's tinted vermilion of a psalm you know by heart, the one in which your cup runs over. And I believe that psalm is Psalm 23. So here we go. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. In grass meadows he makes me lie down, by quiet waters guides me. My life he brings back. He leads me on pathways of justice for his name's sake. Though I walk in the vale of death's shadow, I fear no harm, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, it is they that console me. You set out a table before me in the face of my foes. You moisten my head with oil, my cup overflows. Let but goodness and kindness pursue me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord for many long days. Thank you, Katrina Vandenberg, for this beautiful poem. Thank you, Warren, for the witness of your life, and to the whole Zaya family. I'm mourning with you. Thank you for being a beautiful family to me. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you.